All right, let's look at how to find volume of a cone, a cylinder, and a sphere. Let's start with the volume of the cylinder, the second example. To find the volume of a cylinder, you first have to find the area of a base, which is a circle, and then multiply it by its height. And because of that, the formula that we use for the volume of a cylinder is that volume is equal to, the formula for that circle is pi times radius squared, and then we multiply that times the height. So now I plug in those parts. I use the pi symbol in my calculator. The radius is 4, so that's going to be times 4 squared, which will be 16. And then I multiply that times the height, which is 10. So now I'm ready for my calculator work. I need to know what pi times 16 times 10 is. Now if we were going to express the volume accurately, I'd say it's 160 pi. But our directions ask us to round to the nearest tenth, so I'm going to look at that. That makes it 502. It says 0.65. The 5 tells me to round up to a 7. All right, now let's look at the cone. The cone relates to a cylinder by a cone is a third of the volume of a cylinder. So the formula we're going to use to find volume is 1/3 pi times radius squared times height. So now I'm going to do 1/3 times the pi. I need to find my radius. The diameter is 16. That makes the radius 8. So it's going to be 8 squared, which is 64. And then I need to multiply that by the height, which is 16. So now I'm ready for my calculator work. I need to do the 1/3 times pi times 8 squared, which is 64, times the 16. And accurately, we would say the answer is 1,024 thirds times pi. But we're asked to round to the nearest tenth, so we get 1,072. It says 0.33. The second 3 tells me to stay the same. So I say 1072.3, and I didn't do this on the last one, but we should say it is inches cubed, because that's how we express volume. Now the sphere, the formula for volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi times radius cubed. It's radius cubed now because the sphere does not have a height. So now I look at my sphere. It tells me that my diameter is 2. That means my radius will be 1. So I need to do 4/3 pi times 1 cubed. Well, 1 cubed is 1. So accurately, we would say the volume is 4/3 pi. But now I need to know what that is to the nearest tenth. So I look at 4/3 pi, and I get 4.18. So the 8 tells me to round to a 2, and this is going to be centimeters cubed. So it's 4.2 centimeters cubed.